Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everything is well wherever you are in the world. I see a little bit of cold weather starting to creep in a lot of places, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. I hope I don't bring the warm weather with me. I will be flying to the States a week from yesterday. Well, within 6 days. I'm shooting this on a Thursday, and I'm leaving on a Wednesday, so I'm not sure exactly when this comes out, but yeah, going to the States in less than a week. And actually, when I go to the States, I go to Alabama, and I'm hoping for some cold weather, just something different. And it makes it seem more like the holidays. And there's plenty of heat. It's not like I'm going to actually be cold. And if I went and it's warm, it's not like I'm going to actually be outside a lot where I am in Alabama. So yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit of holiday weather. Title of the video, Transition and Detox. You know, I would have never thought 4.5 years ago when I came to this lifestyle that those two words would become such a huge part of the vocabulary that I've heard. It's always about transition and detox, transition, detox. And I've actually got a playlist on transitions, and I've talked a lot about transitions, and I talk less about the detox because I think honestly a lot of the detox will work itself out if you're eating a whole food plant-based diet and you're eating clean. With it. But I was hearing something this morning, and I had already thought about this video, so I just thought today would be a good time to do it. It's always the transition, and people really need to, once again, I'll repeat it, and I think I heard Tanny Ross say this either in one of her videos or in one of her Facebook Lives the other day, which I'm really enjoying. You guys should go check that out. She was talking about the transition, and I'd mentioned this in a video sometime back about not getting stuck in transition, and just it's just kind of a place people can park their car and just like, well, I'm transitioning. Well, what does that mean? How long are you transitioning? And I'm not saying you should rush your transition. I'm not saying that everybody's is going to be the same, but you should be actively working your way through transition, not just saying you're transitioning and eating whatever. You should have that process. You should have a plan of how you're going to transition. And then when it comes to detox, I hear just so many I hear snippets of conversations, and they just don't compute. They don't make any sense to me, when people are talking about the detox. Well, number one, I've joked about this before when people are doing constant detox, when they're flip-flopping, yo-yoing, going back and forth, and they're basically suffering through detox, I don't know, multiple times. I'm like, shit, get your detox done and get it over with, and don't feel that detox pain again. But even for the person, like that detox, all this whole thing can be controlled. If you can just be systematic with it, if you can just have a plan, all of this stuff can be managed, all of it can be controlled. But when you're just out there, loose, going willy-nilly, doing whatever, I'll eat this today, I'll try to figure this out. When I get hungry, I'll eat it. No, it's not. You're not gonna get it done. As far as the transition and the detox symptoms go, now none of this is scientific. I'm not Mr. Science or anything, and I always joke about how I wish I had money so I could afford test subjects for my laboratory, but there's just little truths that I seem to develop in my head that come from my experience, and I realize they may not work for everybody, but I still think it would work for a majority of the humans out there. And that is, as you're going, you can put the brakes on the transition. You can deal with that detox. You can deal with any of that detox pain. I'm totally convinced of that. Would love to experiment with it just by slowing down a little bit, by constantly being very aware. You have to have the time, and you have to be very motivated to do this, and you have to be aware of everything you're eating and how you're eating, and you have to have that plan. You have to have a pretty precise plan, not exactly eat this, but just how your days are going to go. Because what you can do, if the detox gets too much for you, that detox is so fluid, you can go back and forth just a little bit. And when I say go back, I'm always talking about try not to take steps back, always be moving forward. All I'm talking about is easing off that detox a little bit. If you're too raw, it can be just, maybe you're not fully raw, or maybe you haven't been doing this lifestyle long enough. It can be as simple as, if you're getting too raw and you're getting too many symptoms and it's a little too fast for you, you can ease those detox pains by having a little fat. Even if no matter what you're trying to keep your fat at for the while, just know that can be used as kind of a remedy, an emergency to bring you down a little bit if the detox gets too much. I even have times like that sometimes, not because I'm feeling bad, but I'm just, I need to bring the energy down a little bit, and I need a little fat to do that. A little fat can tamper that, can lessen that detox just a little bit. A little bit of clean cooked food in there, even simple as a sweet potato or some steamed vegetables or whatever, will sometimes put the brakes on that hardcore detox a lot. And you're in transition, so you're not expected to be perfect. You're not expected to be fully raw all the time, regardless of what. Even if you are trying to transition, even if you are trying to get to a fully raw place, it doesn't happen at once, and you have to use. And even your I read bits of things. I'm not like all invested in any one train of thought, but the hygienist, I think Eric even talks about that. Now Eric, I take a lot of stuff from him. I'm just not one of the ones that, I'm not a devotee or whatever, but even Eric talks about the uses of cooked food, getting to the raw food, and the value of having that cooked food until you're ready for the fully raw. So you can ease back on that. That detox is totally, like, I guarantee if somebody was right next to me, I think I could get them through all that transition in detox. It's just a matter of just taking care of it and pushing it back a little bit, because a lot of people just can't handle that detox. Some people, now there's two ways to look at that. Some people can just soldier through. They can handle that detox. They can handle the headaches. They can handle the kind of, the quirkiness that we sometimes go through when we come to this lifestyle before we kind of start cleaning out our bodies and get that vibrancy. And some people can deal with that. I've seen some people talk about detox symptoms and their story and soldiering through, and I'm like, wow, that's a real trooper there. I'm a little bit wimpier. I've never been sick a lot in my life. I don't get hurt a lot, so I don't do well with sickness and pain and stuff. I'm a baby. I don't even like headaches. Fortunately, I don't get them very often. I don't, even regardless of this lifestyle. Before this lifestyle, most of the time my headaches were simply hangover headaches. And I don't get them very often now. Every once in a while, if I'll let myself get dehydrated, every once in a while on a travel day. And I'm not a fanatic. I don't like a headache. I'm still going to take a couple of Aleve if I get a headache. I don't mind doing that because I don't get them very much, and I don't do that very often. I couldn't tell you the last time I did it, probably 2 or 3 months ago. But think about that. And look, once again, just repeat. Watch different people, watch different methods of getting through the transition to the raw vegan lifestyle. Pick up a little trick here, a little trick there. Personality types. Some people just resonate with others more so than some resonate with some people more so than others. So you might learn, you just get a different method here and there. Same thing with my yoga. Like I can do a posture and asana 1,000 times, and then one teacher in one class mentions something and something clicks where it just really, like, the alignment or something comes in. So certain people can explain things a certain way, but basically when it comes to the transition, you can go back and forth. You can work that detox. You can totally control that detox. Take control of this lifestyle. I'm going to finish up with that. So many people are just trying to let this lifestyle happen to them. They hear everybody talking about it, and they're kind of holding on. But they're not active. They're just kind of like holding on the back for the ride, and they're expecting things are just going to happen out of the blue for them. Take charge, take control of the process in this. Don't wait for me, don't wait for some other YouTuber to tell you how you're gonna do it. Don't wait for the next new recipe to come out. Be proactive. Learn how to search on Google, learn how to search on here. You can search very specific when you get down in there, but you can figure this out. You can figure your transition out for yourself. You can figure this detox out for yourself. But there's no reason, if you don't want to suffer so much. And don't be afraid to use that safety valve. Sometimes it's like it's like a pot that's boiling and you got the lid on it. All you have to do sometimes is just raise that lid up a little bit and let a little bit of steam off, and then it's back to its own business. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Sometimes letting that steam off is you eating that sweet potato, whether it's psychologically comforting to you and it helps, or it physically slows down some of those detox symptoms. a sweet potato, you're not hurting yourself. And like I say, you're transitioning. You're not trying to be perfect right now. So just a few thoughts right there that might help you along in your transition game. And I'll in the end cards at the end of this video, I'll link to my transition playlist. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll hit that subscribe button and come back and watch me a little bit more. And we're getting towards the end of the week. I hope you have a great weekend. Love you guys. Peace.